All right, guys. Look at how cute this thing is. This is the InWin Calico. This is part of their Case Monster series. I just wanted to show you how adorable this thing is. It's a full Itx enclosure. It's based on their already existing ITX frame. I do love these little ears that also act as a little headphone holder. You can also put the back, just simply pull them out. And this thing is absolutely awesome. I love it. And look, the green one. So this is Frank. Also have headphone holders that you can relocate to different locations on the front panel. Something that I do appreciate. And also they come in different colorways, all types of things. They have 4 for this type of frame, 4 for the others, for a little variety. But there's also something else very important right behind there. But first, huge thanks to our CES sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And thanks to InWin for the invitation. Another really interesting concept InWin is introducing here at CES is the I build it, I share concept. So if you guys recall my experience with the Computer One, where everything arrived basically in similar sheets that you bend yourself and you construct the case yourself, that gives you a very interesting sort of personality to the enclosure that you'll be using later. But that experience was pretty terrible from our point of view because all the bending panels were way too thin. So InWin has the answer. This, my friends, is pack. So this is the enclosure that is already assembled out of all these panels. So first of all, every little piece that goes into the enclosure that has the structural mounting points are bendy in place, and the whole thing comes in the pizza box. Let me show you. This this is packed. Look at how thin this is. Of course, it's going to save on some shipping. They don't have the price structure for it yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be affordable just because it's a very fun concept for maybe introduction to PC building. Afterwards, you've done a few builds that you want to try something unconventional. And I love the pizza box. All the instructions are right there. They even include your own personal pack that you assemble from cardboard, just so that you can have a little personality cardboard pack sitting beside your real pack. You know what I mean? Okay. Of course, it is an Itx enclosure with a CPU tower height clearance that isn't too bad, 143 millimeters. It does support an ATX power supply, as you can see at the very top here, where they have a 120 mil exhaust fan, an SSD at the bottom, and a very large GPU chamber, so no worries there. 3.5 slots. I think it's over 300 millimeters for a GPU, and nice little handles over there. I think the personality element of the pack is the most exciting thing for me because look at all these colors. We have yellow and green. We have some tropical stuff in here, so really personalizing it for a point of view of which direction you want to go. The blue and the black ones too, with some interesting elements outlined on the exterior. And from this assembled piece that is on display, I mean, it doesn't seem so jaggedy. You know, once you put all the panels in place, this is kind of like Lego for PC building. It will have its own app, step-by-step instructions. I don't think this is necessary because you have that pizza box. Come on, InWin, why put on resources when you put on the pizza box? You gotta spend that money elsewhere. Gen 4 Razer cable is included though, so that's a nice win. But I think the most exciting thing here is the mod-free experience that we should check out next. And this is the last thing from InWin, what they call mod-free. So basically a concept that originates from giving you the flexibility on what type of enclosure you want to have, and it's a it's a risky direction to go when it comes to doing this type of concepts for enclosures. We've seen things from Cooler Master where with their Master case series, sort of like the Master mod stuff, that they promise so many things, and I'm really hoping that InWin doesn't fall in the same trap. But from the looks of it, it seems like they're on the right track here. So the concept is we have this core, right? Motherboard installation. From there, you can install different modules. So for example, we have a power supply module that is interesting because it can be installed anywhere on all 3 sides of the enclosure except for the back where the motherboard I/O is. But you can install the power supply at the top if you're old school and you want those cables exiting there. For example, if you want more cooling for the bottom GPU, you can install the power supply module at the front if you want to clear up all the space for additional cooling, for example, or you can install it at the bottom, kind of like your traditional enclosure. And that is where the concept evolves further because check these things out. We have different modules. So this would allow you to install a different system with a full SFX power supply mount over there. So you can have dual system configuration. You can have this in a dual chamber configuration. So assembling it in this way, having additional panel over here for radiators and additional cooling, additional storage capacity that is going to be coming out later. And I'm thinking, so this would go either on the top or the bottom, and then this guy would go at the front to create this very interesting dual chamber configuration that would allow you to do a lot of things, kind of giving you the flexibility of what type of case you want to build with. Some of my reservations about this design is, of course, these additional modules are a little bulky, but they are going into tooling right now, so we are expected to have these launch in Q2, early Q2, which I'm excited about. And I feel like they did a good job with actually mounting these things because it's fairly straightforward. They just simply sit on these like screws inside the frame. So in terms of actually mounting this thing at the top or the bottom, it requires no effort at all. It's actually a toolless configuration, and that makes things a whole lot easier and just hassle-free. But my reservation is when it comes to, let's say, building something that resembles a standard mid-tower, and InWin knows that, so they're trying to be competitive with pricing. We don't know what the pricing will be yet, but if you're into something like this that allows this total reconfiguration, if you want standard motherboard orientation, if you want vertical, this is probably what I'm most excited about, just because you can relocate the power supply here. Hopefully they will introduce some power supply brackets that allows the power supply installation inside the main core motherboard area without reintroduction of other panels for SIs. That's a huge thing, and still allows you to build something compact and powerful. But now let's check out the exterior, shall we? Whew, forgot to breathe. Yeah, InWin is still experimenting with all types of different materials, shapes, colors, textures for the exterior paneling. So we have this interesting ventilation mesh that is on the white model, for example. We have acrylic that is frosted that looks very interesting, but acrylic is slightly difficult to work in because it's easy to scratch, but when it's frosted, I feel like it might hide a lot of the things that might be imperfected on there. We have our standard mesh that acts as both as dust filter and for airflow, so that's kind of a standard thing. We have solid, and of course we have tempered glass with a lot of variety on the horizon, so that's going to be probably the next iteration of like all the customization stuff for the mod free. Outside of all the modules, I think the biggest thing also from the exterior point of view and the visuals are the exterior panels, because they just simply attach to wherever you need to go. Everything is kind of standardized, so you don't have to worry about like, oh man, I'm getting extra modules, so all these panels don't fit anymore. I'm just excited to see this concept really come to life because it's very ambitious, and I have faith in InWin. So let us know what you think of the mod free concept. I'm Dmitry. I'll talk to you in the next video.